Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
Well, the Yankees made their return to Tropicana Field last night, but the results did not fall in their favor. Jazz Chisholm Jr. and the Yankees offense looked to find their groove at the plate after dropping the first matchup of the season between these two American League East teams. Let's set the stage and get you ready for the second of a three-game set between the Yankees and the Rays on a Saturday night in Tampa, Florida. We hope you're having a great night as we welcome you to the FanDuel Yankees pregame. Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry with you. Middle game of this three-game series. The magic number tonight, not really a number, is 0. Zeros for Max Fried, no zeros for the Yankees offense. Let's get your Hyundai opening comment.
Bob, the offense is struggling, and when your offense is struggling, you're looking for saviors up and down that lineup. The Yankees are barely hitting above 200. It's 5 runs and 10 hits in the last 3 games. But you mentioned the guy who I think is the Yankees' savior. I think the Yankees are looking at Max Fried and saying, rescue me tonight, because the starting pitcher is the player on the field who can provide some stability. And when the Yankees have needed Max Fried after a loss, he's been there. 12-2 in his career after losses. So the Yankees are hoping that Fried could shut down the Rays and that their offense can do enough to get a win.
Let's take a look at the lineup that'll back up Max Fried tonight. Yankees lineup brought to you by Toyota. Ben Rice back in there. Homered in the 8th inning, pinch hitting last night. He has 4 home runs his last 8 games. Giancarlo Stanton has reached base safely in 10 of his 12 games. Meantime, on the flip side, 2 guys struggling lately. Cody Bellinger, 2 for his last 17. Jose Caballero, 1 for his last 26 over his last 8. So they're looking for those good, consistent at-bats and really quality at-bats.
And there's so much you can do offensively as a team, but let's be honest about the way the Yankees were constructed, Bob. They hit home runs, they win. So far this year, 12 home runs in 13 games. You look at the fact that their slugging percentage is the 3rd worst in Major League Baseball. And I look at 3 players, although we could pick a lot of players who haven't produced the way that they should. And you look at Grisham, Chisholm, and Bellinger so far this year. They've combined for 1 home run in over 150 plate appearances. Bob, last year they combined for 94 home runs. They are the firepower, or part of the firepower, in that lineup. It hasn't happened yet. Aaron Boone said before the game he knows it's coming. It's just been about a 2-week span where it hasn't been there.
Is tonight the night? Let's get more on the Yankees offense right now. We head out to Tropicana Field. Meredith Marakovich standing by with the hitting coach James Rowson for the Ford Clubhouse Report.
Thanks, Bob. James, there's a tremendous amount of talent in this Yankees lineup, but it's been a bit of a rough go lately, just 1.7 runs per game over the last 3. What are you seeing from these hitters?
Guys just getting settled in. You know, early in the year, you're trying to get settled in. I think we've had some really good at-bats over that span. Just haven't had a lot of runs to show for it. It happens from time to time when you're going through it, but fully confident in our guys. They're in a good spot overall. We just need to hopefully string some things together.
There have been a lot of strikeouts. Is that at all alarming to you?
Not really, because you have to look into them. For me, I'm kind of looking at how they're happening. We've had some guys show some good pitches at decent times. Again, timing may be a little off early in the year, but there's nothing that's a red flag or anything that you're worried about early in the year, other than hopefully you can string some things together, start to get a flow and get going.
Talk about stringing things together. Does it add to the frustration? You look at Wednesday night, 2 runs early in that first inning. Last night, 2 runs, and then just not able to build on it as an offense.
I think more than anything, you focus on you want to win the games. I think, if you ask our guys to a man, we're happy if we win the game 1-0, because we're going to have a share of those. We're going to have a share of games where we win 15-13 or whatever the score is. But at the end of the day, you just want to go up there, have quality at bats, help the team win. And unfortunately, the last 3 games we haven't won, which is more important than anything.
Austin Wells made the comment in the clubhouse yesterday, we need to do a better job, take the pressure off of our pitchers who have been pitching so well for the most part. Is there pressure? Does the offense feel that, even though it's a long baseball season, it's only been 3 games?
I wouldn't call it pressure, but I would say this team is tight and it's a close-knit group, and you're trying to do well for the man next to you. And our pitchers are throwing the ball really well right now, so offensively we would love to give them some runs, some support, give them a chance to breathe out there. But you know what? Those guys are great, and they keep putting up zeros, doing their thing. Ultimately, we're going to be fine offensively.
Trent Grisham returns to the lineup tonight. Just overall, what have you been seeing for him? He seems to be one of those guys that's kind of slow to get going.
Yeah, he's just going to slowly the point is for me slowly getting going. I think like Grish is going to get going. It's just a matter of there's not enough at bats yet really for me in this early part of the year to kind of grade a guy out. I think we just got to see more at bats, trying to get into the flow a little bit. But again, when I watch him overall, I don't have a red flag, something that I feel like he's not doing or needs to do, other than you get that first hit or that first one to fall, and then it seems like domino effect and everything starts going for you.
How about Jazz? 0 for 4 last night, 2 for 26 over his last 6 games. What are you seeing there?
Same thing. I go with the baseball card. I go with the track record. These guys on our club, they have a track record of being really good. If you took anyone's worst 10-day span in the game, the superstars of the game would have bad 10-day spans, or how many days it is. So you don't focus on the short term. You focus on the long term. You focus on what they've done historically, and you know these hitters are going to be just fine. So I don't have any worries for any of our guys up and down the lineup.
Jazz had an ABS challenge yesterday that he lost. He's had a couple over the last few games that have not gone his way. How much do you think that affects a hitter throughout the course of an at-bat if a call doesn't go your way?
I think it just depends. I mean, it'd probably be a question more for those guys individually, but I think if you think of balls outside of the zone, I mean, sometimes it may just tell you where your sights may be off a little bit. So maybe to some extent, sometimes it can help you because it helps you kind of lock in on a specific part of the zone a little bit better, but not really worried about that. We tell those guys if they think, that their pitch is out of the zone and challenge it, sometimes you're going to be right, sometimes you're going to be wrong.
Have you liked the system so far?
Actually, I do. I feel like, honestly, it gives the hitters a chance to have a say in their bat. So a lot of these two-strike at-bats can change from a strikeout to a walk or change to a hit, and we've seen it have an effect on the game or games around the league to this point.
When you look at Aaron Judge, it doesn't seem like he's been his superhuman self to start the year. The expectation's always so high for him. Any indications that he's close to going off on one of those kind of long periods of time where he just can't miss the baseball?
Track record, right? and I go to that because, I mean, you watch the track record of guys, and I know early on, like you look at, these games in a small pocket, whether it be 5, 10, 15 games, whatever they are, but ultimately, we don't look at it in terms of those small games. We know over the course of the long Major League season that these guys will be who they are. They've always been that. We expect them to be that, so no worries at all on guys.
Hey, I talked to you the other day about Ryan McMahon. He made some changes this spring, and you said to me, the way he's working, he's going to come out of this, and he's going to have success this season. What gives you that confidence?
Because I get a chance to see it behind the curtain. I get the chance to see him in the cage. I get a chance to see the work he's doing, the video work, the things he's looking at. Feel really confident that Mac is going to be coming along here really soon. Mac's putting everything in, and his at-bats are looking, better for me as time comes. It's just like anything else. When that first hit falls, kind of take a little pressure off, feel good about that first hit, and then generally good results tend to follow.
What is the key for this offense this evening?
Keep pushing, keep punching. Right, go out there tonight. We have another pitcher that's going to come bring his best at us. We got to keep punching, stay aggressive, and keep believing in ourselves and knowing what we can do, and we'll be fine.
What do you think about being back in the Trop?
You know what? It's cool. Anywhere we go to win a ball game, I'm good. So as long as we win, I love it.
Well, I wish you guys the best of luck tonight. James, thanks for the time.
Thanks, Meredith.
Send it back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Meredith. All season long here on Yes, we want to invite you viewers to show us the different ways you support the Bronx Bombers. Use the QR code on screen with the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and post pictures to social media that reflect your love for the Yankees. We might spotlight you in a future game. Pinstripe Pride is brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. We are just getting started on the FanDuel Yankees pregame. Coming up, we're going to talk about Yankees ace Max Fried ahead of his 4th start of the season. That is all here on Yes and streaming on the Gotham Sports app.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is presented by FanDuel. Use your special Mulligan Bet Back token on the most prestigious tournament in golf. Only on FanDuel. Play your game. The Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by your local Hyundai dealers. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
It's time for the pregame odds segment presented by FanDuel. For a same-game parlay, let's take the Yankees' money line. Aaron Judge to go deep, Cody Bellinger to get a hit, and Ben Rice to have at least 2 total bases. Those odds are set at plus 868. The most prestigious tournament in golf returns, and FanDuel has your back all weekend. with a special mulligan bet-back token for each round during the event. On FanDuel, everyone deserves a second chance at glory. Play your game.
Let's take a look at our key matchup brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Max Fried, after a Yankees loss in 18 games, including the postseason. Jack, he's 12-2 with a 2.22 ERA. He struck out 106 in those 18 games. Coming off an outing against the Miami Marlins, he got a no decision, but he was good again, though he did give up 3 runs.
He is a magician on the mound, Bob, and just imagine what it's like to be a pitcher who throws 7 different pitches and has had command and control of all of them this year. We're getting a look at the arsenal that Fried brings. Tonight with the Rays having 7 different batters who will swing from the right-hand side, look for that cutter. He throws the cutter about 20% of the time. Batters are 1 for 13 against that pitch this season, Bob, but I love the way he reads swings. I love the way that you can see his mind and his body working at the same time when he's on the mound. I asked him in spring training, what's on your checklist? Because there's about 2 weeks left before opening day. And he said, I just need all of my pitches to be sharp. I think he's accomplished that goal already.
Do you think he spreads those 8 pitches out really well? Like he starts with a game plan but doesn't incorporate some of them till a little bit later in the game?
Yeah, I absolutely believe that he does go into each game with a game plan. It's 4-seamer, sinker, cutter, curveball, changeup. But then, as I said, he's reading swings. He's looking at tendencies. He's trying to see what batters are doing to him. And he's trying to make his job as easy as possible. Don't change something if it's working, except when you're Max Fried, you have a lot of ways to make things work.
For Fried, first career start at the Trop. There's your fun fact for the night. He's had a good history against the Rays. Speaking of the Rays, let's take a look at their lineup. It comes your way courtesy of Toyota. Junior Cabanero's 45 homers last year, second most by any player 21 or younger. He only has 2 so far this season. Meantime, Yandy Diaz goes from the cleanup spot last night to the leadoff spot tonight. And Jack, in last night's game, he had a home run in the first that was an equalizer against Luis Gil.
Right, as quickly as the Yankees put up 2 against the Rays in the top of the first inning, here came Diaz getting a hanging slider from Gil, going the other way with it. And, Bob, he terrorizes all kinds of pitching. But how about that right there? 960 OPS against lefties since 2022. It is a batter who goes up there and just looks like he's ready every time. You watch Diaz, and I'm trying to think of a moment where I remember him looking off balance or looking like he wasn't ready. He will be one of the challenges for Fried because he has had some success against Fried in his career.
Well, we'll see what happens with that matchup. We got to take another break on the FanDuel Yankees pregame. Coming up next, we're going to break down the struggling Yankees offense a bit more as they prepare to face Nick Martinez in the second of a 3-game set. So stick with us.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is presented by your local tri-state Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com.
Hey Yankee fans, I'm News 12 meteorologist Mike Latella with your game day forecast. Well, the Yanks are down in Tampa later today. First pitch about 6:10 in the evening, and it should be a mostly sunny day. Real nice day in the Tampa area, about 82 degrees. Clear skies, about 76 heading into the 7th inning, and end of game temperatures about 73. Hey, what's your moodcast? Let us know here at News 12. It looks like it's going to be a comfy day and a perfect night for baseball.
Mike, thank you for that. These notes jump out at you, and Jack mentioned them on the postgame last night. Rice, Rosario, and Stanton combined a .327 average, 7 home runs. Jack, the rest of the team is just scuffling right now.
Yeah, the Yankees would tell you themselves that's unacceptable. It's great that Rice, Stanton, and Rosario have done what they have done, but for the rest of the team to have an OPS that is just a little bit above 500 and to have 5 home runs in more than 350 plate appearances, the Yankees need to get their offense going. They need to create some energy, and they need to have better at-bats. There have been some vacant at-bats where you believe the Yankees could have gotten themselves in better position, whether it was straying outside of the zone a little more, whether it was not taking advantage of a pitch earlier in the count. The Yankees are a way better offensive team than they have shown. but the numbers are the numbers right now.
So interesting matchup tonight. They're going up against the right-hander Nick Martinez. Signed a one-year deal in February with the team. He's allowed 3 earned runs in 2 starts, though he doesn't have a decision. And, Jack, here's the thing. He's not a big strikeout guy, but he does get guys out.
Yeah, and he is another pitcher who has different options to go to. And a couple things stand out for me about Martinez. A Fordham grad, by the way, Bob. Changeup, cutter, and sinker. He throws those 70% of the time. This year, batters are 1 for 30 against the 3 pitches that he throws the most. He's faced 44 batters. He has walked 1. So with Fried on the mound and with the way that he works, and with Martinez on the mound and the fact that he doesn't walk anybody, if you're someone who focuses on game time, this is a game that could probably move pretty swiftly.
And what we know, too, is that they're a big-time fastball hitting team, but when you start moving that ball and throwing shapes at them, that could be a challenge for them.
This will be the 3rd straight game where they've faced someone who the changeup was an important pitch. Now, it was 2 lefties before this. It was Springs and Matz. You've got Martinez from the right side. But again, I think it's all about the Yankees stacking those at-bats. We've heard Aaron Boone say that. Go up there and win the at-bat. Have the next guy win the at-bat, and so on and so on. Yankees need to have a game where they can smile in the dugout.
One last break here on the FanDuel Yankees pregame. We're going to get Jack's key to the game as we approach first pitch between the Yankees and the Rays. So keep it right here on Yes and the Gotham Sports app.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com.
We're back with our Morgan & Morgan injury report. We know about the injury to the non-throwing shoulder of Anthony Volpe last September. He had surgery in October. He's going to travel tomorrow with the team to New York and could begin a rehab assignment at AA Somerset as early as next week. So Anthony Volpe is going to be back in a short amount of time now, fully healed and ready to reassume the shortstop position. And Brian Cashman has basically said, yeah, that's been the plan all along. He'll come back and be the shortstop as long as the manager says that's what we want to do, and that's pretty much the way they want to go.
It's interesting, Bob, how in a long baseball season, as we all try to forecast what might happen, the answers start to trickle toward you. And there was a narrative, and we've discussed that narrative, and Yankee fans have discussed that narrative, that if Caballero came out and had an unbelievable April, let's say he was hitting .350 in the month of April, and he was stealing a ton of bases, and he was playing a dazzling shortstop, what would the Yankee decision makers decide? Well, that hasn't happened. Caballero is hitting .125. He has still used his speed to his advantage. I think defensively he has been solid, although I have not seen the arm strength that we had seen from him in previous times as a Yankee. Yeah. So I think the path is a lot clearer for Anthony Volpe. I know, Bob, from talking to him in spring training, I watched one of his workouts one day, and I said, you were going full speed. I mean, this was just an infield workout, and he was treating it as if it was game situation. And he said, that's my plan. I'm treating everything down here as if I'm getting ready to play in a game.
Well, he will try to hit the ground running when he comes back. In the meantime, let's talk about ABS and where the Yankees are. We know they were almost out of this world with their first 11 challenges, Jack. They were 10 for 11. While we knew that wouldn't be sustainable, they're 7 for 21 in their last 9 games, and things have certainly taken a turn for the worse with them.
So it's interesting, having been around Boone in spring training and Yankee players and heard them talk about their approach and how Boone wanted them to be aggressive. Well, there's aggressive, Bob, and there's smart aggressive. And I think when the Yankees jumped out to that 10 for 11, there was more smart aggressive involved. But then you have success with something, and let's use a gambling analogy. If you're sitting at the blackjack table and you've won 8 or 9 hands in a row, you might think, I'm going to increase my bet. I'm going to be a little more daring. And that might not only be the smartest strategy. Not that I've ever played any blackjack or anything like that. And I think some of that aggressiveness may now be working against the Yankees. During our pre-show meeting, you brought this up. The Yankees had 2 players challenge on the first pitch of the at-bat.
Yeah, last night.
If you talk about trying to establish some leverage, is the first pitch of the at-bat the time where you want to use that challenge?
With nobody on base. There's 0 leverage in that case.
And fail.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even a successful challenge.
So it brings up a bigger question. When you're struggling to get runners on and score, as the Yankees have been, are you sort of trying to force the issue, maybe with some ABS challenges that you think are smart, but at the time are not too smart because you're trying to make something happen.
I think the early success has contributed to that, and I think what you just said has contributed to that because your offense isn't doing what you feel it needs to do. Maybe if you can swing a pitch in your direction, you put a little more pressure on the pitchers. So I imagine that Aaron Boone and the coaches have just reminded the players, listen, we want you to challenge, but we want you to be smart about it.
All right, tonight they're trying to get back on the winning track. What's your key to the game?
My key to the game goes back to offense, and it's all about alliteration. Tonight the Yankees need hits, hugs, and high fives because the hits will produce the hugs and the high fives. I mentioned it earlier. They need to smile in that dugout. And how are you going to smile? Not only if Max Fried can shut down the opposition, but if Judge goes deep, if Bellinger goes deep, if the Yankees put up 4 or 5 runs in an inning, you'll see those smiles.
And a fortified back end of the bullpen going for them as well in back of Max Fried. That's it. We're about to see Fried start tonight, see if the Yanks can get back on the winning track. It is Kay and Girardi with a call. Marakovitz reporting. She'll join us on the postgame. Have a great night and enjoy the ball game next on Yes and the Gotham Sports app.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
It's another lovely early Saturday evening here in St. Pete, and under that dome, it is time for baseball. As the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Tampa Bay Rays in the middle game of a 3-game set from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with Joe Girardi, I'm Michael Kay. Well, the Yankees have lost 3 in a row, and the reason they're losing right now is they're not scoring runs. It's really, the numbers jump out at you. 5 runs in the last 3 games, batting average of 112, only 2 extra base hits, and they're striking out 34% of the time. But not involved in those numbers, Joe, would be Ben Rice.
Yeah, he's gotten off to a great start this year, and he's hitting the ball extremely hard. 75% of his balls he's put in play is hit hard. Only 37 is the major league average, and it started in San Francisco on the road trip. This is a home run in most ballparks, Michael. Then he carried it to the home in New York. He hit a couple homers there. And what's he do last night? A pinch hit home run in the 8th inning off of Hunter Biggie. And he just continues to punish the baseball. He's been selective at the plate, and he's been a real force.
And his numbers jump out at you. 2nd in the American League in on-base percentage, 1st in slugging, tied for 3rd with 8 extra base hits, tied for 4th with RBI number 12. Pretty good stuff for Ben Rice. Now, we mentioned the 3-game losing streak. Well, who do you want on the mound? You want your stopper, you want your ace, and they have that guy, the Yankees do, Max Fried.
Yeah, he's been fantastic since the Yankees signed him last year. He's 19-5 last year, and he just has so many different ways he can get you out. He can pitch up, he can pitch down. He's got 6 pitches that he'll use over 10% of the time. You see this cutter for a strikeout, and then he'll throw the 4-seamer, and he can get that up to 98 miles an hour. And then he has the great changeup to go down in the zone. Michael, he knows how to compete, and this is the guy you want on the mound in a day like today.
All right, ERA 1.35, 3rd in the American League. Since last season, following a Yankee loss, 12-2. Outstanding. And against the Rays, it's been great, 5-0, with a 0.77 ERA in 5 starts in his career. Now, when he's on the mound, well, he gets a lot of ground balls to the left side. So that means that Ryan McMahon is always stationed at 3rd when Max Fried's on the mound. Aaron Boone talks about that with Meredith Marakovitz next on Yes.
Welcome back to Tropicana Field for the middle game of the 3-game series between the Yankees and the Rays. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovitz. The Yankees will hand the ball to Max Fried as they try to get back on track tonight. He's played the role of stopper all last season, and he will try to do so again tonight. With Fried on the mound since last season, opposing hitters have hit the ball to 3rd base 28.1% of the time. With that in mind, I asked Aaron Boone about the luxury of having Ryan McMahon out there at 3rd base with Fried on the mound.
You know, that's kind of Ryan's superpower, especially as he tries to get it going here offensively. The one thing, you know, we can count on is how good he is on that left side. And and obviously with Max going, usually he's pretty busy over there.
I was going to ask you how much you take that into consideration, regardless of who's on the mound on the other side, when you think about third base with Fried on the mound.
Yeah, with anytime Max is on the mound, I definitely like having Mac in there. So yeah.
One other note when it comes to the lineup, Trent Grisham is back in there leading off, so Cody Bellinger will slide back over to left field. There was some thought that maybe Giancarlo Stanton would have tonight off, but the Rays made a pitching change for tomorrow, so he will most likely have the afternoon game off tomorrow now. Plenty more to come here on the YES Network. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by Joe Girardi. First pitch coming your way after the break.
Yankees baseball on YES is brought to you in part by Live on NY. Life, pass it on. By Nissan. Hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. By the New York Lottery. This could be your lucky play. And by Hyundai. Test drive a new Hyundai today only at your local Hyundai dealer. Tom Meredith got to the ballpark today. And she's here now. The Rays have taken the field. And that's Nick Martinez heading to the mound to begin his warm-ups. So why don't we take a look at the Yankees starting lineup that the veteran righty will face. It'll be Grisham, Judge, and Bellinger at the top. Rice, Stanton, and Chisholm in the middle. Stanton starting his 8th straight game. And the bottom third of the order, which is struggling offensively, Austin Wells, Jose Caballero, and the third baseman, Ryan McMahon.
You see the numbers on Nick Martinez. Very good this year, 2-0 and 2.25 ERA, 12 innings, not a lot of walks, not a lot of hits. But let's take a look at the Nissan pitcher scouting report on him. Another crafty veteran. They saw one last night in Steve Matz. He is 35 years old. When you look at Nick Martinez, he's having a very good year. Second time around, it's been kind of a resurrection. Started in Texas 2014 through 2017, a 4.77 ERA. Went to Japan for a few years, and since he's been back, 22 through 26, a 3.64. He's got a Vulcan hybrid changeup, Michael. It's really nasty. Hitters are 0 for 12 on it this year.
Grisham is ready, so is Martinez. Let's do it. And Tampa, Florida. And the pitch is outside. We're underway.
And when I talk about that Vulcan change, he'll throw it like a circle, but he'll lodge it between his middle finger and his index finger, and they call it the Vulcan grip.
Two 2-0 on Grisham. Grisham hitting 158, 6 hits in 38 at-bats, but he has a .347 on-base percentage because he has been walking. Just 2 extra base hits for Trent. That one just missed. Home plate umpire Shane Livensbarger. Dan Bellino at first. Steven Jasinski is at second, and Mark Rippinger is over at third. And once again, Grisham gets on. Let's check out the defense behind Martinez, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Blade, Mullins, and DeLuca left to right in the outfield. Caminero, Walls, Williamson, and Aranda third to first. Nick Cortez behind the plate. Yandy Diaz at DH. And the 35-year-old Nick Martinez on the mound. There's Aaron Judge.
Michael, that walk by Nick Martinez. Through the first 2 games, faced 44 batters, only walked 1 guy. That's a rarity. Maybe he done got it tonight.
Now he doubled it.
There's that changeup, and what you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of late depth to it. It will have some runs sometimes, but it almost acts like a split finger, and it's just different. He just slides it over one set of fingers and lodges it between those, the middle and the index. Yeah, look how it's lodged in there, Michael. God, that has to be uncomfortable. Darren Holmes used to try to throw that, and he used to beat me up in the bullpen. I'm like, I'm not calling it. I'm just not calling it.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Judge down on strikes. There's that changeup. All right, let's see what Shane Livensbarger is all about. Home plate umpire. The scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Considered hitter-friendly. He's had 6 calls challenged. 2 have been overturned. Fewer high strikes, fewer outside strikes. Shane's in his 10th big league season. So here's Bellinger.
I'm going to say Shane's pretty dialed in because this is probably his 4th behind home plate. You figure it's a 4-man rotation.
Yeah.
Teams have played 13 or 14 games. Only 6 challenges.
Hit sharply and past Aranda and into right field. DeLuca will get the ball in. Moving to third is Grisham. It's a single for Bellinger. First and third. 1 man out.
Got a ball up to Bellinger here. It looks like he's trying to throw a backdoor cutter and throws it right down the middle. He's probably lucky that it was only a single. They didn't hit it out of the ballpark, but the Yankees are in business again with their best hitter so far this year up in Ben Rice. Nice job of Grisham just going to third base, not having to pick up a coach, knowing where the fielder was and doing your job.
Chop foul. The single by Bellinger broken 0 for 10. And you see a lot of them up and down this Yankee lineup. Except for Rice and Stanton, everybody seems to be struggling. Yankees have had 3 straight losses. In those losses, they've averaged 1.7 runs per game. And they're in the first 3-game span with 5 runs or fewer since September 17th through the 20th in 1991, and that was not a good Yankee team then. Strike.
Yeah, it looked like he surprised Rice with a fastball. He's only thrown him off speed so far and was able to sneak that one in. That's just got to make sure you just don't chase this Vulcan changeup down. Easier said than done.
1-2 on Rice. Rice came off the bench last night, pinch hit and hit a home run over the wall in center field to make it 5-3, and that was the final score. So 4 home runs and 12 ribbies for Rice. Foul back here and out of play.
And Michael, I spoke to Rice after that home run in the clubhouse, and he told me when he sees his name is not in the lineup, he comes in and starts preparing immediately, looking at potential matchups late in the game that he might be involved in. As far as that home run, if you remember, Mullins looked like he may have grabbed it. He said at first he wasn't even sure that that one went out, and eventually realized it was, in fact, over the wall.
Runner goes. Fortes couldn't get a handle on it, so a stolen base for Bellinger.
Yeah, the Yankees continue to run. I think they're their 19th stolen base of the season, only second to the Milwaukee Brewers. Good jump by Cody Bellinger.
2-2. Ben Rice knew it right down the middle, obviously looking for something else. 2 down.
Yeah, he's trying to front hip a sinker, and he starts it not really inner third, and it froze Ben Rice. And maybe he thought it was going to be a cutter inside to him. It was going to break over the inside part of the plate and be a ball, but he froze him.
Here's Giancarlo Stanton, pitch inside. Stanton 15 hits and 46 at bats. 1 home run and 7 ribbies. Rice and Stanton combined coming into this game hitting .333, 5 home runs and 19 runs batted in. Everyone else on the team hitting .167 with 7 home runs and 32 runs batted in. That one is ripped to left field. Halade is right there and will put it away for the final out. So the Yankees strand 2. The Rays coming to bat. Yankees let a scoring opportunity go by. Stanton hit the ball very hard, but right at the left fielder, Valade. Here's the Rays starting lineup against Max Fried, Diaz, Valade, and Aranda. That's at the top of the order. And you look at Aranda's numbers against the Yankees since last year, pretty good. Then Caminero, Williamson, and DeLuca. And the bottom third, Mullins, Cortez, and Walls. The Rays happen to be a pretty good hitting team early.
Yeah, you look at Max Fried had a brilliant year. The opponent average against him very low, 147. But let's check out the Nissan Pitchers scouting report. Stop the bleeding, Max. You did it all last year. You were 12-2 after losses. 23 teams have already had a 3-game losing streak this year. Let's not make it 4. Whip it good. Whip it good means walks plus hits per innings pitched is .75, with the 6th lowest in Major League Baseball. Cam, his teammate, is number 1 at .48. And don't guess. If you're a Tampa Bay hitter, you don't want to guess, because there's 6 pitches that he uses that he throws between 10 and 23% of the time. So you're getting a good mix.
And Diaz takes the ball, and automatically it's challenged by Austin Wells. So T-Mobile, ABS challenge. And Austin's right. It's a strike.
The ball's overturned. It's a strike.
Hey, Michael, maybe they're back on track on the challenges.
Yeah, they've been struggling of late. First 4 games are unbelievable. Since then, not too great. One and one. The thing that people are still trying to figure out, teams and managers and catchers and pitchers and hitters, do you want to really challenge the first pitch of the first inning? Would that make that much of a difference? And if he had missed it, then that's a lost challenge all of a sudden. So they've got to decide when's the right time. And Boone said before the game that he actually had a talk with Caballero about his challenge yesterday. Wouldn't get into specifics what it was, but it was an early challenge that didn't have that much of an impact.
Yeah, you have to be careful when you use them. And if you use them early, you gotta know that you're right. And you can't be from frustration. That's the biggest thing to me. I think at times, probably more as a hitter, when you're struggling, you're going to challenge pitches. Because when you're struggling, you're not seeing the ball well.
3-1 on Diaz. Off to a great start. 3 home runs, 12 ribbies, 19 hits, and 57 at bats. Fouls that one away. And the Yankee lefty rocks and deals. Swing and a miss, got him. Check out the Yankee defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailer. See the one in light blue? That's Ryan McMahon. He's our Car Shield defensive player profile. We told you he's at third when Max Fried is on the mound. So Ryan McMahon, second in the big league since 2021, 58 defensive runs saved, and second in the majors, 48 outs above average. So he will be there when Max Fried is on the mound. Max Fried induces a lot of ground balls to third. Oh, 0-1 on Valade.
Found interesting about Valade is so many players are getting to the big leagues quickly. Guys are getting up here, they're 21, 22 years old. He had over 3,000 at bats in the minor leagues, and you don't see that very often.
He's 27 years old. And another challenge. Or not. No. Looked like he was touching the top of his helmet. Did not. So the count 2-1.
Everybody looks confused.
Well, here's the pitch. And Wow, that's pretty close to a challenge. Maybe he changed his mind, but he definitely touched the top of his helmet. High fly ball left field. Bellinger. 2 outs.
Michael, I wasn't sure that he saw that.
Yeah, he would not take his eyes off the ball.
Because he was standing so still, and you usually want to keep your feet moving when you're trying to catch a fly ball. And I guess he's not standing that still, but I guess he's calling off Trent that I got it, I got it. I got a little nervous when he put his arms out to the side.
Here's Aranda. You know, when the Yankees used to play the Twins in the Metrodome, outfielders that are great outfielders, Joe, as you know this, they'll run to a spot. But in the Metrodome, they were taught, do not take your eye off the ball. Do not run to a spot because you'll not be able to pick up the ball again.
And it's always harder when it's light outside, day games, before it gets dark.
Right there is Caballero. And he gets Aranda for the final out. And the Rays go down in order, 1, 2, 3, and we'll go to the second inning. Well, play FanDuel's Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Trent Grisham and Jazz Chisholm both have the same odds, plus 500. And see those Rays out there in right center, they were relocated to an aquarium when the Trop was being tended to with a new roof. Jazz Chisholm swings at the first pitch, lofts it to right center. And Mullins makes the catch. Now, he made that catch, so you can see Bellinger there kind of explaining, I couldn't see it.
That's a scary feeling. I felt that way with pop-ups in the sun. I didn't see him so good.
That should be the title of your book, Pop-Ups in the Sun.
Missed my first one ever in a big league uniform in big league camp. My first year after I signed, went in to replace Jody Davis, scored on first on a double. He gave me a big hug and thanked me for pinch running him. Then I proceeded to miss a pop-up behind home plate by 10 feet.
Ooh.
I mean, I wasn't even close.
Now, were they nice to you, or did they ride you on it?
Oh, no, they laughed at me.
Okay.
That's good. Good fun.
That one's drilled deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. Wells is first. A solo shot. And it's 1-0 Yanks.
Michael, I kind of went under the hood on him today. He's actually hit the ball pretty hard, but he's been too much in the air in the middle of the field, which is a tough place to hit the ball out. Today, he pulls it, and he gets his first home run and his first RBI of the year. Great to see.
You know, after the game yesterday, he said, we've got to pick up our pitching. They're doing a great job. We're not helping them out. And today he takes matters into his own hands.
Love it. Love it.
And a strike to Caballero.
I got a question for you, thinking of Wells, in that one-finger tap on the top of his head.
Right.
Do you think there'll ever come a point they'll challenge a challenge?
So not an ABS challenge, a challenge from the dugout.
A challenge? No, a challenge to the umpires of someone possibly ABS challenging.
I love it.
A challenge of a challenge.
Yeah. Well, there was a game yesterday, Joe, where the catcher clearly touched his helmet, right?
Well, he didn't touch his helmet here until he took it off when he got in the dugout there. That's a long home run.
396 feet.
So what were you saying?
Touched his helmet. Umpire didn't see it. And the catcher turned around and said, I just challenged this. I didn't see that. He said, you didn't challenge it in time. Wouldn't let him challenge it. And he clearly touched his helmet.
Should have been challenged.
on video. Caballero continues his struggles. He's now 1 for his last 27.
Yeah, this ball was middle in, and boy, did he get the barrel of the bat to it quickly. A short swing and then long through it. Guys love it. Got a lead again. Tonight, they just got to keep the lead. They've been pretty good at getting the lead. They just got to keep it and keep adding on runs.
Here's Ryan McMahon, 2 hits and 29 at-bats. Now, that's the lowest batting average in the first 12 games for a Yankee since another third baseman did it. Mike Pagliarulo in 1989 hit .036 after 12 games.
How do you end up? Remember?
I'll have to look it up.
Battery mates. Helping him in a lot of different ways tonight. Behind home plate, at the plate.
And a quick trip to the mound. All right, 1989. That was a base hit off the bat of Ryan McMahon.
Well, I'm not sure who changed the pitch selection there, because obviously they couldn't get on the same page and Fortes went out. But it didn't work. This is the cutter that he likes to throw inside to left-handers and away from right-handers. And Ryan pulls his hands in, is able to hit a line drive over the second baseman's head. Guess what, Michael? His average is over 100, I'm quite sure now.
Pags ended up at 196 in 1989.
It's going to be better than that. He's made some changes in his swing, and I think it's going to take him some time to get used to it. And I think everyone needs to be a little bit patient, but in the long run, I think he's going to be a better hitter at the end of the year.
Chasing McMahon back. And a strike to Grisham. Grisham walked in the first inning. Count 1-1 here in the second. Yankees threatened in the first, had runners on second and third. But Rice struck out and Stanton lined out to left. Right field, DeLuca hardly had to move, and that'll do it. But the Yankees get on the board, and a guy who really needed to do it offensively hits his first home run of the year, his first run batted in of the year, and the Yankees have a 1-0 lead.
Welcome back. The Yankees put a run on the board early to take the lead here at Tropicana Field. But, Michael, you have documented some of the offensive issues they have had in the prior 3 games, striking out 34% of the time. While fans are concerned, one guy that is not willing to hit the panic button is hitting coach James Rowson.
We'll hear from James in a moment after this pitch. And Caminero takes a strike.
These guys on our club, they have a track record of being really good. If you took anyone's worst 10-day span in the game, the superstars of the game would have bad 10-day spans, or however many days it is. So you don't focus on the short term, you focus on the long term, you focus on what they've done historically, and you know these hitters are going to be just fine. So I don't have any worries for any of our guys up and down the lineup.
Well, that's the way you have to look at it, Joe. It is a very small sample size, but when it's at the beginning of the year, that's all the sample that you have.
It gets blown out of proportion, but let's keep it in perspective. It's less than 2% of the games that they're going to play this year. The Yankees are 8-5. There's 3 teams in the American League, the whole American League, that have over a 500 record. They're not doing too bad. I know offensively they're not where you want them to be, but it's going to get there.
That one is lined into right center field. It is a base hit. Splits the outfielders and goes to the wall. Caminero is on second with a leadoff double. Boy, did he scald that baseball.
He has the top bat speed in all of baseball, ahead of all the big sluggers. This guy is #1 when it comes to bat speed. His problem early in the year, he was not using the whole field. It was all down the left field line. And we saw him line out to second. We saw him have a hit to right. Now we see him double in the gap. And he hasn't had any success off of Max Fried before that at bat. He was 0 for 9. You don't want him to heat up.
Here's Ben Williamson, runner at second now. Yankees lead 1-0 on the Wells home run. Oh and 1.
Anything stick out to you about Junior Caminero on that? Besides how hard he hit the ball?
No.
He runs like a catcher.
Yeah, he lumbers.
Yes.
Well, when you hit 45 home runs, you don't have to run that low.
No, you do not. And that plays into scoring on a hard single here. He's going to have a tough time.
Yankees have red lights in left and right, and a yellow light, caution light, and Grisham in center.
Ooh, that looked like he got his thumb. That foul tip. Let's see if he grabs his thumb. Yep, there it is. It bends your thumb back, Michael, and it hurts, and it's hard to get rid of. You see a lot of catchers wear thumb guards. This is hard to get rid of. It can linger for months. Yeah, that really got him. Say it again. I don't miss that.
Up the middle slowly. Grisham Fields gets it over to first. Moving to third is Caminero. Fried's upset with himself. If he fielded that ball, Caminero doesn't go to third.
No, he doesn't. He's got 4 Gold Gloves, and we know he's an excellent fielder, and he wasn't able to come up with this. It just had funny spin to it. You're going to see he didn't hit it as hard as he probably thought he did, and he just wasn't in rhythm to field it. And he kind of fell off a long ways. He tried to. He tried to throw that glove back there.
Well, the Yankees bring the infield in. That was 41.7 exit velocity.
And a good at bat. Goes down as a good at bat. Productive at bat.
Oh and 1 on DeLuca. Fly ball right field. And it's going to dunk in front of Judge. Caminero will score. It's an RBI single for DeLuca, and the game is tied at 1.
You know, Max Fried is the master of soft contact, which as a pitcher you want all the time, but not this time. This is extremely frustrating. DeLuca does a really good job of pulling his hands in and getting this ball in the air, but he doesn't hit it hard enough to get to Aaron Judge, and if Aaron Judge catches that, I'm not sure Caminero goes.
It would have been tough for him to go, Joe, because his first move was he tried to move toward home plate. Then he thought that Judge could catch it, started to backtrack. I don't think he would have gone at all. So here's Mullins. Since August 1st of last year, he's hitting 170. And he lobs that one to center field. Grisham will make the play. DeLuca heads back to first. I see the Rays are wearing the City Connect uniforms tonight. They tweaked them from last year because the numbers and the names on the back used to be purple. Couldn't see them. So they've changed them to bright green in the City Connect uniforms. Here's Nick Fortes. Want to know?
Looks like DeLuca's actually trying to draw a throw from Max Fried. He's kind of taking a step, taking another little step, probably with the intention of going nowhere and going right back to first base, but seeing if he can get him to throw over a couple times before 2 strikes. And how does Max combat it? He hangs in the air. You want to go? I'm going to hang. If you go, I'm throwing to first.
He's the king of the pickoff since 2017. No one has more. Did he get him? No, just got back.
Yeah, if he throws it to the other side of Ben Rice on the outfield side, it might be a closer play, but you can see DeLuca, he was starting to go. Yeah, he thought he was going home. He started to lean towards second base. Max is saying, my fault, wrong side of the base. And then what's he do? He goes quick. He just changed it all up on him.
Fortes hitting .324 through his first 11 games. 2 hits last night. Ground ball, shortstop. Caballero goes the short way, gets the force on DeLuca, and that'll do it. But the Rays tie the score. We go to the 3rd. MLB Plus is new for 2026. Streamed MLB Network 24/7 and select out-of-market games every week, plus live radio broadcast of every game, game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. Judge swings at the first pitch and lofts it foul. He struck out in the first inning. Judge is hitting the ball on the ground more than he usually does, 53.1% of the time. Last year, 33.5.
Michael, in 2024, in the first 23 games, he hit 174 with a 635 OPS, which is much lower than this year. Had 3 home runs and 11 RBIs. That year turned out pretty good. I don't worry about this guy one bit. He'll find it. He'll get it going. He'll start getting the ball in the air, and there'll be a lot of damage. But because everyone else is going through it with him, it seems more noticeable because at times he would carry the club.
You're so right about that, because he serves as either the big eraser or the deodorant when things are not going well, because when he is the superstar that he always is, he covers up for other things. So if he's struggling when the other guys are struggling, it's magnified because he picks the team up. Tied him up, foul ball.
Yeah, it falls on his shoulders because he's the big star. He's a 3-time MVP, a home run champ. He's lucky that didn't hit his forearm. I would think he's going to try to throw him another one of those Vulcan changeups.
Ground ball foul.
You know, the interesting thing about this pitch, coming into today, he had thrown it 50 times. Hitters were 0 for 12, had swung and missed 44% of the time, and not one hard hit ball. That's an eraser pitch.
Popped up, shallow left field. Taylor Walls makes the play to retire Judge. Here's Cody Bellinger, single to right and stole a bag in the first inning. You know, to amplify the Yankees' struggles, they came into this game with a 201 team batting average. Third worst in the organization's history through 13 games. In 1968, they hit 188, but they were 7-6. In 1912, they hit 197 through 13 games. They were 3-10. So this is the best record they've had with such an anemic offense early. And the pitching's a big reason why.
And the base on balls. They're like fourth in baseball in taking base on balls. And that has helped their offense when they haven't been able to get runners on. At least they've been able to do it that way.
Foul back.
You have a good first step.
Yeah, that's when it ends.
As soon as the pop-ups hit back here, you're reaching for it. I mean, you read the ball really well.
I've got big dreams, Joe. A big problem for the Yankees early has been the strikeouts. They've struck out 26.9% of the time, fifth highest in baseball. But Joe mentioned the walks. They walk at a 12.8% rate, second highest in baseball.
Yeah, and if you're walking a lot of times you're going to get deep counts, and you're going to have 2 strikes on you, and you're going to fight back, and you're going to have 3-2. So a lot of teams that do walk a lot do strike out a lot as well. I'll take the walks because there's a lot of power in this lineup, and it turns into 2- and 3-run home runs.
1-2 on Bellinger.
I guess Cody wasn't satisfied with hitting the ball off his back leg last night. He got the front today.
Driven the other way. And that makes the seats. Now, last year, Martinez pitched for the Reds. So when the Rays were thinking about signing him, Kevin Cash called his good friend, the Reds manager, Terry Francona. And Francona told him, you're going to love him. 2 days into spring training, Cash called him and said, I already do. And he's always been a popular guy in the clubhouse, Joe. Even with his former teams, he was the guy setting up team dinners, poker nights, concert trips. He said, I like being a hang guy, just hanging out with the guys.
He's a Fordham guy. What do you expect?
That's right. Quite a long at bat for Bellinger, but it looks like Martinez will win that battle as Wells puts it away. So Ben Rice comes up. He struck out looking in the first inning, but he has 4 home runs this year. Take a look at the exit velocity on each of them, presented by Spectrum. 108.2, 110.9, 110 even, and 104.4 last night.
He has the actual hardest exit velo, second hardest in baseball. Over 95. So on average, every ball is considered hit hard.
The catcher is challenging the call ball.
All right, so that's called a ball, and it's challenged by Fortes. ABS by T-Mobile, and Fortes was right. It's changed.
The ball's overturned. It's a strike. Tampa has 2 challenges remaining.
So both teams have their full allotment of challenges. Driven into left center field. On the run, Mullins. He can't get there. Tries to cut the ball off. He can't do it. Valade picks it up on the warning track. And it is a double for Rice.
Another ball hit extremely hard. The right approach on this Vulcan. First hard one he's given up all year on this pitch. He's probably thrown about 70. He drives it to left center. Mullins is not able to come up with it cleanly, or Rice might still be at first base. And then once he saw him boot it, and Benny's thinking double all the way, even maybe triple, he kept running hard and made him stop him.
Stanton takes a strike.
Yeah, he doesn't come up with this cleanly. If he does, he's going to turn and fire to second base, and I'm not sure Rice actually goes to second base.
One and one.
You know, it's almost like the Yankees are sitting soft, because every sinker that he has thrown, they have not swung at. And they have not been fantastic pitches, like on the corner.
High fly ball. Way up there. Blade. Puts it away, and that'll do it. No runs you hit. One man left. Go to the bottom of the third. Well, tomorrow afternoon on Yes, the Yankees and the Rays wrap up this series here in St. Pete. Coverage begins with the FanDuel. Yankees pregame at 1, then first pitch will be shortly after 1:30 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. And, of course, you have to tune in because Cam Schlittler gets the start for the Yankees. He's appointment viewing.
God, is he fun to watch. And it's like, here it is, try to hit it. And his sinker, the improvement on his sinker, fantastic.
Here's Taylor Walls. It'll be 9-1-2 in the Rays order against the Yankee lefty. And a strike. Tampa Bay's offense has been very good. They're 8th in baseball in runs scored per game, 6th in batting average, 7th in on-base percentage, 8th in slugging, and tied for 14th in home runs.
Their issues really have been in their bullpen. And their defense. Their defense has really struggled this year. Last in errors.
Driven deep to left field. Fair ball. It is gone. It is foul. A foul ball. Ripperger called it immediately.
Walls only had 4 home runs last year, and they all came against righties, 0 against lefties. This is really, really close. Oh, wow. That's the short part of the ballpark, right down the line, though, Michael. Evan Longoria knows that really well.
Strike 3. And Walls is challenging.
The batter is challenging the call of strike.
T-Mobile, ABS. And he was wrong. It is a strike.
You know what's
Tampa Bay
interesting
has 1 challenge remaining.
Is they started to throw it around, and Caballero held the ball. You know, went to Rice, and then it went to Jazz. Jazz threw it to Cabby, and he held it to see what the call was going to be.
It's a new age. Here's Yandy Diaz.
Since 2022, Michael, minimum 1,500 play appearances. He's 4th in average, 303 in baseball. Arise, Judge, and Freeman are the only guys that had he's hit over 400 3 times in his career. You think about in this day and age where guys hit 245 is about average. He's a really good hitter.
He's a pro. Struck out in the first. Joe, did you realize that today is an anniversary of a day that had a huge impact on your life?
Okay, what is the date?
1907 on this date.
On my life, I wasn't alive.
But it ended up having a big impact on your life and your career.
Where are you going with this?
Opening day at the Polo Grounds. Giants catcher Roger Bresnahan wore shin guards for the first time.
Oh,
got
yeah.
made fun of, ridiculed, and like 50 years later, he said they can still make fun of me, but they're still wearing them.
Roger, thank you so much.
And this guy was ahead of his time, Joe, because 2 years earlier, in 1905, he got hit in the head, hospitalized, and he designed a hard leather helmet, which really didn't catch on for like 40 or 50 years, but he was the first one to wear it.
Concussion protocol back then.
Yep. Roger had it going on. There's Ryan Belade. And a strike. Can you even imagine catching without shin guards?
No.
The thing that stuns me is that there was a long time in hockey where people even wear the goalies didn't wear masks.
How about that?
Unbelievable.
Change got him out front.
The 0-2. Right at the end of the bat, foul back.
Yeah, he speeds you up with that fastball, that four-seamer in and that cutter in, and then he likes to come back with a changeup. Doubled up there. That one he got up a little bit. They could get to it and just foul it off.
So Belade made the team out of spring training. The intent was to give him outfield starts against lefties. Kevin Cash said that was a fun conversation to have. You have a lot of challenging conversations. So to tell a guy like him that he's made our team, pretty special. High fly ball, deep left field. Bellinger back on the track, puts it away for the final out. So Belade gave it a ride, but it stayed in the park, and the Rays go down in order, and we go to the fourth. Well, 2 nights, one wild show. Banana Ball is coming to New York City. Yankee Stadium will host the Havana Bananas on Saturday, April 25th and Sunday, April 26th. Limited ticket inventory and premium seat locations on sale now. Visit Yankees.com/bananas to secure your seats today.
Michael, I'm always a guy that has to have a reason for something to happen. So I went under the hood and dug in a lot of these guys, why they're struggling offensively, and it's just early in the year. But just like that, Jazz has been under the ball a lot more this year than he was last year. Like 42% compared to like 29%. And that's what he's getting, is a lot of pop-ups. He's just got to change where he hits the ball a little bit, because his swing isn't any steeper.
I wonder if he got in his own head, talking about the 50-50.
I talked about that earlier, but so I went and looked at the swing path, and it's not any different than last year. So it could be pitch selection a little bit.
Right.
You know, he's a better low ball hitter than he is a high ball hitter. And sometimes when you go after those high ball, he gets underneath them and gets them in the air. I don't think he's that far off.
Well, let's check out one of tonight's player props, brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. And it involves Austin Wells. He has 1 home run. To hit 2 or more home runs, plus 475.
Yeah, it looked like he thought about challenging that, but changed his mind. Nobody on base. 1-1 count. Now it's 1-2. There's 1 out. I don't think he liked the call.
And that one's tipped into the glove of Fortes. And Wells down on strikes. 2 away here in the 4th.
The shortstop, Jose Caballero.
Yeah, he's throwing in that change again, and it's been so effective for him this year. I mean, Ben Rice got the first hit on one of them. 0 for 12 coming into tonight. We've seen him throw a number of effective ones tonight. But he would have been right on that 1-1 if he challenged it, and it would change the whole count.
Caballero lost one to center field. And he is now 1 for his last 28 as the Yankees go down in order here in the fourth. Tonight's injury report is brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Garrett Cole scheduled to face live hitters tomorrow at High A Hudson Valley, and he could return in May or June after Tommy John surgery. You know he is so anxious to get back, but he's doing it the right way, taking his time, and he's looked great so far, so good luck tomorrow. Aranda lost one to left field. Catch is made by Bellinger. I don't know if he saw that right away because that was a little tougher than you thought it would be.
Yeah, he went back a little bit, and then he realized it wasn't hit as hard. But I just think it's so hard for these guys that don't play here every day to what to expect, because you know, a lot of guys take their eyes off the ball at time, but here you can't, so you're running with a different perspective than you're used to.
Here's Caminero. Doubled to right center in the second and ended up scoring for the Rays. Right to Chisholm. 2 down. 7 in a row retired by Fried.
Here's the second baseman, Ben Williamson.
So here's Ben Williamson, grounded to second in the second. 1-0. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. It's a 1-1 game.
He mixes so well, Michael. He changes, he pitches up and down, he pitches in and out.
So 1-2 on Williamson. You see the Rawlings and the gold label on it. Only people that have won gold gloves can have that gold label on their glove. And the rare ones that have platinum, they can have the platinum.
Pretty good pitch.
Four gold gloves for Max Fried. Strike 3. Beautiful pitch. Williamson down looking. 8 in a row retired by Fried. We're going to the 5th inning. It's 1-1 right here on Yes. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Audi scoreboard shows you it's 1-1. Yankees have 4 hits. Tampa Bay with 2. Ryan McMahon will start it off. He singled in the second. His 3rd hit of the year. 3 for 30 so far. And a strike from Martinez. This is Martinez's first start against the Yankees since June 25th of 2017. When he was with Texas.
You know what's interesting, Michael? I looked at his ERA and his struggles against the Yankees when he was with Texas. I remember him pitching well against us, and that's a long time ago. When you go back, it was 2017, my last year, but I thought he pitched pretty well against us.
Popped up, shallow right field. Williamson back, DeLuca in. DeLuca makes the play. All right, Joe, it's time for pitching decisions presented by Sage.
Yeah, watch what Max Fried does here. He's throwing some changeups down. He threw him a sinker down here that has that downward movement. And it's ball 3. Then he's going to throw him a 4-seamer on the same plane, but there's no downward movement. And the hitter recognizes something that's going to fall out of the strike zone below the zone, but it has the carry. Just brilliant pitching. Love it.
And Grisham takes a strike. Grisham 0 for 1 with a walk.
So here's what I surmise with Grisham. His walk rate is up, right? His fly ball rate is pretty close to what it was, but it's where he's hitting his fly balls. His hard hit rate is actually up from last year, but he's not pulling the ball nearly as much in the air. He's hitting it to the big part of the field in center field, the third from right center to left center, and they're outs. He's got to redirect where he hits the baseball.
So you don't think he's changing things on purpose? He's
No.
just probably off a tick.
He's just the catcher's challenge to call ball.
Challenge here.
The call is confirmed. Tampa Bay has no challenges remaining.
And the call is confirmed. So now the Rays have no challenges remaining.
The worm is turning. I mean, his hard hit rate is up 12%. And you would think, oh boy, he's having a good year. But he's not pulling the ball nearly as much.
Three and two. Judge on deck. And another walk to Grisham. So his on-base percentage is in good shape.
That's how you help a team. When you're struggling like he is offensively, you still take your walks and get on base in front of one of the most feared hitters, probably the most feared hitter in baseball. Puts pressure on the pitcher, and eventually he's going to turn it loose. And he's going to hit a bunch of home runs.
Judge 0 for 2 so far tonight. Strikeout and pop up the short. And a strike.
Another sinker that they took for a strike. And it doesn't have a ton of movement. I just feel like they're all sitting soft.
One and one. And 1 and 2. So now Judge has to think, is he going to throw that Vulcan? Is he going to try to get a fastball by me?
I kind of wish he would have challenged that.
He seems reticent to challenge. So does Stanton. There it goes. Fouled away. Bellinger on deck. Judge 2 for his last 15. And it's 2 and 2. Third baseman Caminero is almost in left field and very close to the line. Second baseman is up the middle.
Is that called a business decision?
Or a life decision. Maybe a future family decision. 2-2 count with one out. Runner on first. Runner was going again. Another foul ball.
I like it because in this situation, if you're Nick Martinez, most of your attention has to be on Aaron Judge. Can't be on the baseman.
Crushed to center field. But Mullins goes back on the track and make the play in front of the wall. Heading back is Grisham. Just hit it to the wrong part of the ballpark, but hit it very well.
Yeah, hit that ball extremely well. The line drive, about 400-foot line drive that he hit to dead center. Those are good signs, Michael. That means as a hitter, you're getting closer. You're on time. Your direction is good. And some of these balls are going to start to go out. Martinez knew he got away with the pitch. He probably thought it was gone when he hit it. Just didn't get enough loft to it.
Bellinger grounds one past Caminero into left field. It's a base hit. Bellinger's second of the night as Grisham stops at second.
Third time through, and the at-bats are starting to get better, Michael, as we look at this. Just hitting the ball where it is, out over the plate, drives it through the hole between short and third. Just really, really good hitting. And that's the thing about Belly. Belly knows how to hit the situations. He's a great situational hitter, and he's not a guy that's just trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Pitching coach Kyle Snyder goes out and talks with Martinez. So first and second for the Yankees, 2 outs. You've got Kevin Kelly and Ian Seymour. Now Seymour, the lefty, has taken a seat. So it's just Kelly.
My guess is this is his last hitter because Stanton's at-bats have been really good off of Martinez. And that's probably why he set Seymour down. Originally, maybe he thought he would wait till the left-hander Chisholm got up, but I think the at-bats Stanton's had, it's making him think, I need to change quicker.
Bryce, 1 for 2, struck out looking, the double left center. Big spot here in the 5th. .84 pitches for Martinez. His last start against Minnesota, he threw 81 pitches. And the count 3-0 on Rice. Strike one. And he walked him to load the bases and bring up Stanton. And here comes Kevin Cash. So it'll be Kevin Kelly coming on to face Giancarlo Stanton. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the 5th. Time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And tonight's picture is of Aaron, who loves watching another Aaron hit home runs. Love the leg kick there, Aaron. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. Bases loaded with the Yankees. Kelly against Stanton. 2 outs. And a strike. 4 scoreless innings out of 5, but he had a 6-run nightmare in Minnesota last Friday, so his ERA is high. Now he's 6'2", Joe, but his extension on his release is 7'2" because he kind of jumps off the mound.
Yeah, and that sidearm, gives right-handers a different look. Right-handers don't like it as well as left-handers don't like left-handed sidearm, like Tim Hill against lefties. He's got good sink to his fastball. Not overpowering, not a lot of walks, not a lot of Ks. Weak contact into the ground. He's got a kind of an upshoot cutter, and he'll throw a pretty decent sweeper to right-handers.
Swing and a miss, and there it was. As he gets Stanton, and the Yankees leave the bases loaded. We're halfway through. It's 1-1. Something special with Hexclad. Join the hybrid revolution at hexclad.com. Max Fried's given up 1 run in the 4 innings, so his ERA is 1.50. That's 4th, tied with Wu for 4th in the American League. Johnny DeLuca takes a strike from Fried.
Must be pretty good. You give up 1 run in 4 innings, and your ERA goes up.
Yep. Started at 1.35. Second base, nice hop there for Chisholm. 9 in a row retired by Fried.
So what I find interesting about when you look at the lineup here for the Rays, they were 10 for 68 coming into this game off of Max Fried. 2 home runs, both by lefties. Cedric Mullins is a guy I feel that almost looks out over the plate for a breaking ball. So I'd like to see him do something inside to him to get him off it.
I think that got the umpire's leg. That is not a happy Leibensbarger right now. Ooh, oh, not his leg.
No. The shin guards didn't protect that, Michael.
No. One.
I wish they could do something different with the umpires to protect them more. They get way too many concussions, foul tips. I know they're on the inside and it's supposed to protect them to a certain extent, but they get beat up.
Drops a breaking ball in there. 1-2. And the pitch. Checked his swing. Ripperger said yes, he checked his swing. Swing and a miss. Goes through the fastball. 2 away. It's time to name that Yankee. Brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. This is a 10. Woo! 209, 184 hits, 31 home runs. Played for the Yankees in 17 and again in 20. So Joe, you managed them.
That's right, I did.
And then the Rays in 2019.
That says 12 in the upper right hand. Is it a 12 or a 10?
That one says 12 right there, but it was 10 before. I don't know what happened.
No wonder I can't get it.
Popped up. And Jazz Chisholm makes the play. 11 in a row retired by Fried. We'll try to make a difference between 10 and 12. The first 12 we've ever had. That's how hard this is. As we go to the 6th. It's 1-1 on the Montefiore Einstein scoreboard. As Jazz Chisholm Jr. will lead off. And the new pitcher is Ian Seymour.
Had a 1-2-3 7th inning last night. Came in to get Jazz and then got Grichuk and then he got Caballero. To me, he's their high leverage left-hander at this point.
And Chisholm's struggles continue. He is 2 for his last 24. He's 0 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, it's just not seeing the baseball for whatever reason. So what did you say he was 2 for his last?
He's now 2 for 24.
So I guarantee you there's a time that this has happened before and that he's found his way through it and been productive. And that's the most important thing you have to think of as a player. And they have to be reminded, you've been through worse situations than this. You're going to get through it. But when you're going through it, Michael, you don't sleep at night. I know Paulie didn't.
You wonder if there's more pressure on a player who's in the last year of his contract.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for most. Some guys handle it really well. Some
like
guys
Judge, he hit 62 home runs.
Don't handle it so well.
So the count 1-2 on Wells. He's the Yankee offense today with that home run in the second.
I mean, you think about the pressure. He probably signed when he was 16 years old. He'd been waiting a long time.
Right. Look at Wells' home run on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Pretty good swing, 105.5 off the bat.
Nice play by Williamson. And he gets Wells.
Yeah, he lays out, dives, knows that he has time. The ball was hit hard. Comes up, makes a really accurate throw. He's a third baseman by trade, and they've moved him over to second because Caminero is going to take him some time to get used to it. He was a plus defender at third base.
There's Jose Caballero also struggling, 0 for 2 tonight, 1 for his last 28. And a strike.
You know the other thing, Michael, when you're struggling, it seems like you're always 0-2. 0-2 or 1-2. They make better pitches on you. They get borderline strikes called.
And the thing that's tough about Caballero slumping, you can't use his best tool, which is stealing bases. He's got to be on base to steal bases. Still has 5 stolen bases.
Yeah, if he was hitting, he'd probably have 10, 12.
Yep. McMahon on deck. Strike 3. Caballero down looking. So Seymour comes on and retires the Yankees in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Use your special Mulligan bet back token on the most prestigious tournament in golf, only on FanDuel. By your local tri-state Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. Sun setting here in St. Pete as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Taylor Walls against Max Fried. Montefiore Einstein scoreboard 1-1. Grounded past the diving McMahon and down the left field line. Big turn by Walls is going to stay right there as Bellinger gets it in.
You know, he has not hit for a high average this year or last year or the year before that, but he has been a pest versus the Yankees in this series. It's been on 4 times now, I believe.
Number 2, Yandy Diaz.
Here's Yandy Diaz. And a breaking ball strike. Diaz with an opposite field home run last night. And that one is pulled deep to left. Bellinger back. He's on the track. He's at the wall. Leaps. And he makes the play. Walls hustles back to first. A terrific play by Cody Bellinger.
Michael, there's nothing he can't do with a glove on his hand. We've seen the remarkable catch in New York. Does a really good job of finding the wall, looking for the wall, timing his jump, going up to get this. It's not going to be a home run, but it's going to be a double, and Walls is probably going to score because he's standing at second base because he knows he has time to get back if he catches it. Diaz is like, come on, man.
Here's Valade.
You know what he got?
What was that?
He got bellied.
He did.
He thinks he's got it. He thinks he's got it. I mean, look at him. Go ball. Go ball. Go ball. Go ball. Oh, really?
With Walls at first, Fried looks like a flamingo out there, the way he's hanging his leg up there.
And we are in Florida.
Yep.
Love what he did there. He did it again, right? He gives you the flamingo, and then he gives come, set, and go. And you're waiting for the flamingo, so as a base runner, you're not ready to go. And a lot of times it fools the hitter, too.
Center field, that's going to be in there for a base hit. Walls around second, he's going to third. Here's the throw, it's cut off. The throw to first, he's back in time. So Valade with a single, Walls moves to third. First and third, one man out.
Yeah, breaking ball that didn't have a lot of depth to it, and he stays on it and just hits it up the middle. Good at bat, first hit of the year, comes in an important time. Now you're facing Jonathan Aranda, who's tied for the lead RBIs on their team with 12 with Yandy Diaz.
Aranda is 0 for 2. Grounded to short and a fly ball to left. Yankees back for the double play.
Been really good in these situations the last 2 years. Last year he hit 367 with runners in scoring position. This year he's hitting 333. So he's not a guy that panics and tries to do too much in these situations.
One and 0. That one just missed.
Yeah, he's just missed with 2 pitches. First one was a fastball in. That went down, and he got the ever so dangerous Caminero up. Is a double play guy, though. Has hit his fair share in his career.
2-1.
31 double plays he hit in 2 last year. The next closest was Pete Alonso at 23.
Left field, going back. Bellinger makes the play. Tagging Walls, he'll score easily. Valade goes back to first. It's a sac fly for Aranda, and it's a 2-1 Rays lead.
had the approach that he was going to take the fastball to left field, and if you threw him a breaking ball or something slow, he would try to pull it. Just really good approach, and that's how you drive in runs. And when you let the ball get deep like that, a lot of times you can get it in the air, and he hits the line drive to Belly, puts the Rays up 2-1, and now has their team lead in RBIs. Belly's been busy today.
Here's Caminero. Foul back to the screen. One and one. Caminero doubled and scored in the second and grounded to second in the fourth. So the single by Walls to open up this inning broke a streak of 11 straight batters retired by Fried. Griffin Jacks is up. Ground ball. McMahon. And that'll do it here in the sixth. But the Rays take the lead. They lead one. We go to the seventh. Sky Pride telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Rosario is pinch hitting for McMahon to keep the lefty Seymour in.
Griffin Jacks up in their bullpen, obviously, for Judge. They'll run Seymour through Grisham.
Yankees went down in order against the left-hander in the sixth inning. So now Rosario, Grisham, and Judge. Two and two. Two-one Tampa Bay, middle game of this three-game set. Yankees have lost 3 in a row. And down goes Rosario, one away here in the seventh.
Yeah, I would think some of his effectiveness is he kind of jumps at you and he bends at the waist and hides the ball behind him. Threw him some fastballs up and then went with the changeup. A little Louis Tiant there.
And a strike to Grisham. He's walked twice. You know, one-run deficit with this Yankee offense who led the majors in runs last year. No biggie, right? But the way they're hitting or not hitting right now, it seems somewhat daunting.
They just need a break to go their way, and it will all change.
Fried's pitch count in great shape, 74 pitches. Center field. Mullins puts it away, 2 down. Judge hit the ball well his last time up. Lined it deep to center field, run down by Mullins, but Judge is 0 for 3 and 2 for his last 16. Well, he's going to face a righty as the Rays go to the bullpen. 2 outs, nobody on. Judge due up. Well, Yankees hockey jersey night is back for 2026. Come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, April 17th. When the Yankees take on the Royals. First 18,000 guests in attendance. Receive a Yankees hockey jersey courtesy of StubHub. tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. Griffin Jacks comes on to face Judge.
Yeah, don't be deceived by those numbers. He's got really good stuff, up to 98, spins it extremely well. Pitched yesterday an inning. Bellinger lined out. Stanton and Rosario struck out.
Since 2024, strikes out 33.7% of batters. And doesn't walk many. But he's 2-0 on Judge. Judge has 3 home runs on the season. And a strike.
Started off as a starter in his career, but really struggled. And you look at the history, 0 for 5 with a strikeout. And he's got a number of different pitches, but the bullpen has just been good for him. Michael, I don't know if I've ever seen that, where the ball hits off the catcher's shin guard and bounces up in the air. Fair.
And it really carried quite a bit.
What was that catcher's name in 1917?
Roger Brusnahan.
Thanks, Roger. Fortes might have been inside the dugout.
And Judge works a walk. Here's a pitch you're talking about, Joe.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what happened. Oh, off his shin guard, up in the air. If I'm Jacks, I'm jumping on that and throwing to first.
And here comes Kyle Snyder again. While he's out there, gives me time to tell you that on this date, Joe, in 1912, it's the final home opener for the Yankees at Hilltop Park. And the Yankees debuted their pinstripes for the first time ever. Now, they dropped them after 1 season. They brought them back in 1915, and it kind of turns down the old wives' tale that the Yankees wanted the pinstripes so it would have a slimming effect on Babe. But Babe wasn't even a Yankee in those years, so
why did they drop them?
I guess they didn't like him at the time.
What if they had a bad year in 1912 and they thought they were bad luck?
There's a strike. Well, the Giants were the first team the year before, New York Giants, that had pinstripes. Cubs had pinstripes, and the Yankees then added pinstripes in 1912.
You know who he looks like, Griffin Jacks?
Who?
When you're watching him just from behind. I'm not saying so much in the face, but like if you get the center field camera, he looks like Luke Weaver standing out there.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on the curve. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. 6.5 in the books. Time for the stretch here in St. Pete. 2-1 Rays. The Yankees about hit them, but they have just that 1 run. Fried's gone 6. He's coming out for the 7th. Austin Wells, the Yankee offense, solo home run in the 2nd. Nick Martinez went 2 outs into the 5th. Jonathan Aranda, a go-ahead sac fly in the 6th inning. So Fried, with 74 pitches, will face Williamson leading off the bottom of the 7th. Oh, 0-1.
Remember he struck him out on the 4-seamer right there? There he goes. He throws them sinker. Dove out of the zone.
Tap in front of the mound. 1 down. The Bears repeating what Austin Wells said after the game yesterday. We are wasting great pitching performances. Our pitchers have done their job. He said we've got to pick it up offensively. You just heard what Jack was saying in the cut-in as well. The offense has just been unacceptable. And as you said, Joe, it takes 1 hit to turn things around, but they haven't had that hit. You thought maybe it could be Wells, but that didn't amount to anything.
Yeah, here's the other thing, though. The offense at times is going to pick up the pitching. Yep. It's going to happen. Where you win games 10-8, 12-11. This is just baseball. I mean, if we remember, like coming into this, the Rays bullpen had been horrible, and it's looked really good. You know, the first 2 games so far tonight. So things have a way of just turning around. You're never as bad as when you're going bad, and you're never as good as when you're going great. Somewhere in between, and the Yankees will get it going.
Now, when you're managing a team, Joe, and they're going through this offensively, do you have to articulate what you just said right now, or do they know?
Sometimes you do. You know, if it goes on longer than you think, you know, it should. It just depends on what their mood and their preparation is every day. If they're preparing every day and they're energetic, and a lot of times you'll say, well, the team's not very energetic. Well, you need offense to be energetic. But as long as they're doing what they're supposed to, you don't say anything. Most of these guys have been through slumps, and they will get out of them.
2-2. Swing and a miss. DeLuca down on strikes. Take a look at the Optimum Fiber famously fast replay, and it's all about Max Fried.
Yeah, he has been outstanding again today. He has kept his pitch count down. He has thrown his cutter extremely well. He gets Yandy Diaz. You see this curveball he drops on Walls for a strike 3. You can check it, but you're out. And then he throws this 4-seamer to Williamson. He just mixes so well.
One 1-0 on Mullins. Mullins 0 for 2. Beautiful curveball in there for a strike. Very economical.
Consistency. It's ahead in the count all the time.
Ball, Rice covering, Fried, and he beats Mullins to the bag for the final out. So the Rays go down in order, and we go to the 8th. Well, fans, Yankee Games on Yes are streaming live on the Gotham Sports app, included for free with your eligible TV provider subscription. Download and sign into the Gotham Sports app now. Check out all the great Yankees content, including game highlights, post-game sound, and much more. Hyundai scoreboard 2-1 Tampa Bay. Brian Baker comes on. Rice, Stanton, and Chisholm. First pitch is high. Baker closed the game yesterday.
Got in a little trouble. The Yankees had a couple base hits to start in the inning, but weren't able to scratch a run across.
So Martinez started, went 4 2/3, and Kelly, Seymour, Jacks, and now Baker. Rice 1 for 2 with a walk. Left field. Malade is there. 1 down.
Michael, you're reading that, how many innings each guy went. I don't see you have it written anywhere. Is that out of memory?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I couldn't tell you what I ate today, though.
I know there was some chocolate involved. I know Max Fried is 1-7. That I do know.
Yep. Well, the first 10 games of the season, when the Yankees started off 8-2, they were averaging 5.2 runs per game, which was 8th best in baseball. In their last 4 games, they've scored 6 runs total.
And you can see that the Rays are doing somewhat of the bullpen by committee, the lanes, because this is the lane that he had last night. He closed last night because he was in this lane. Well, if they get through this, then they're at the bottom of the order, and they're obviously probably going to go to someone else. I wouldn't think he would go multiple innings after throwing yesterday as well.
Count full on Stanton. Stanton hit a hard line drive in the first, then a fly ball to left in the third, and then he struck out in the fifth. See, Luis Rojas, he's where he's supposed to be in terms of depth, but he is way back toward the dugout with Stanton up. Not a play. There he is trying to field the ball.
Just out of his range. He didn't look like his heart was completely in it. He remembered who hit it. Probably might hurt his hand a little bit.
And Stanton works a walk. You wonder, will they pinch run for him? And they do. Randall Grichuk out of the dugout.
Stanzabad has been pretty good tonight. He lined out in the first inning. He just missed hitting a home run in the third inning. He hit a high fly ball to left field there, a walk.
Chisholm over the leaping tribal ronda and down the right field line. DeLuca Fields. They will hold Grichuk at third. It's a double for Chisholm, and the Yankees have runners on second and third and one out.
Yeah, this is what you would call an AstroTurf hit, but I think it hit off the dirt first and got over Aranda's head because he's holding the runner on. If there's no runner on, he's playing back. If Stanton's on first, he might be playing behind him, but he's not able to with Randall Grichuk. He goes right to third. He peeks to right field to see where the ball is. Jazz ends up at second. And now they got a decision to make. Do you pitch to Wells, or do you walk Wells and go after Caballero and McMahon? Oh, it'd be Caballero and Rosario.
That's what they're talking about right now with Kyle Snyder. Wells has the one home run, the only run for the Yankees. He's 1 for 3. Caballero is 0 for 3 and 1 for his last 29. Well, let's see how they play it. Second and third.
They're going to pitch to it.
And they're playing the infield back, so a ground ball to anywhere but third, and they tie the game. Don't know if that'll do it. The lead comes on, and it will not do it. Holding up at third is Grichuk. So that was not a great at bat.
He had the right idea to get a ball that's up in the zone and hit it in the air, but he just got under it a little bit. It probably ran off the plate a little bit, and it got off his barrel, and he got it off the end, and that's why he wasn't able to get it deep enough.
Well, here's Caballero, traded to the Yankees from the Rays. He has struggled tremendously at the plate. We've detailed it. 0 for 3 tonight, 1 for his last 29, an opportunity to come up big. And he calls time before the first pitch. That's what the Yankees have on the bench. The lefty is Scar, the righty Goldschmidt. On deck is Rosario. He pinch hit for McMahon in the 7th. Tying runs at third. Go-ahead run is at second. Yankees are down 2-1 here in the 8th inning.
Well,
1-0.
If the Yankees don't score this inning, the one thing that they did do is they guaranteed the Judge is going to hit again.
Yep.
If they would have went 1-2-3, 1-2-3, it would have ended in the 9 hole. But now you got to face Grisham and Judge.
And another timeout, which is odd if he called one before that. I think that's what the umpire might be telling him.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're talking about eye contact. He's not making eye contact. And Caballero can't get mad and get thrown out here. Good job by Aaron to get out there to make sure that they get this all sorted out.
Sure, Caballero frustrated by lack of production early, getting an opportunity to play every day at shortstop with the injury to Volpe. Two 2-0. The Yankees have left 8 runners on base tonight. Now 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. 2-1 Rays. Line drive. It is a base hit down the left field line. 2 runs will score. The ball goes to the wall. It's a 2-run double for Caballero, and the Yankees lead 3-2.
Hung him a breaking ball, and he's shown that he can hit hanging breaking balls in the middle of the plate, and a lot of times he does just what he did with that one. He lines them down the left field line. He hangs it. He knows it. Excited that it's against his own team. You can see the emotions. It's been a tough start for him. Jazz has had a big hit this inning, and now Caballero has as well.
Here's Rosario. And that right there is a balk. He's throwing to first. No problem. There's nobody there. No defender and no runner. Boy, that's a brain lock. There's Volpe's reaction to that base hit.
Yeah, they know what it's like to struggle, and they know that he's a great guy, and they love him in the clubhouse, and the emotion that he plays with, they're happy for him. Yankee fans are booing that they're pitching these guys inside.
One and one. Fly ball center field. Mullins puts it away for out number 3. But a dormant Yankee offense comes alive. A 2-run double by that man, and the Yankees are up.
And there's a good look at Jose Caballero, who had the big hit in the top of the inning to give the Yankees the lead. I spoke with him earlier today about coming back here to Tropicana Field for the first time as an opposing player, and he admitted it was a little odd walking to the visitor dugout, seeing some of the renovations that have happened here at Tropicana Field, but did say nothing was weirder than getting traded last year and switching clubhouses at GMS. I asked him what he learned about the Rays culture when he was here, and he said the team is relentless. They're going to fight. Everyone buys in. They play small ball, and they keep on pressing. That's something that he saw when he was with the Rays. Now, obviously, with the Yankees, happy to be a part of this team and contribute this evening.
Well, that was his biggest contribution so far. Yankees needed those runs, and he delivered with that double. 1-1. There's a base hit to left center field. It's hit well, and it splits the outfielders, and it goes to the wall. Fortes will go to second. He's going to stop right there as Grisham retrieves and gets it in.
Fastball up in the zone, and Fortes has had a good year so far with the bat. Came into the night hitting .324. It's going to go up a little bit now. Had a good night last night with a couple hits and continues to help out offensively. And now you got to expect that they're going to bunt here. I would expect that you would see Max Fried really jump off the mound here and be aggressive to try to get the base runner at third. Simpson now is the base runner, so there's elite speed now.
So Chandler Simpson takes over at second. And it's a bunt. It's a beautiful bunt. The out is made at first, moving to third is Chandler Simpson.
Well, there's the small ball that Caballero was talking about that they're going to play, and they're going to have Yandy Diaz come to the plate with a tying runner on third. He does not strike out, and Aaron Boone's going to go have a discussion with his starting pitcher here.
Well, Fried's at 88 pitches. You got Diaz up. Diaz hit the ball well last time. Does he go to Cruz because he wants to strike out here? Usually he brings the hook.
He's saying, I can get this guy.
And Boone does not make the move. He stays with Fried. All right, check out the Yankee bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Yarbrough, you would think, not available tonight. They don't want to go to Hedrick 4 times out of 5. But David Bednar would be available. Cruz is available. Maybe Bird, and obviously Tim Hill. I think Bird would only be in an extreme circumstance.
I think Duvall's available too. I do. It would be 3 out of 4, but I think he's available.
All right, the Yankees bring the infield in. Runner at third. And the pitch. Shot to Rice. He has no play. It's a base hit, run scores, tie game.
Didn't hit it extremely hard, but he hit it in the right spot. If it's right at Ben Rice, there's going to be a play at home plate. But as soon as he had to go to his right with Chandler Simpson, there is no play. And nobody went over to cover first. Maybe Jazz could have got there. Max Fried is supposed to be there. And now there's a runner on first and only 1 out.
Even the infield in is not a sure thing of stopping Simpson.
Nope.
Now, once there was a little arc in it before it got to Rice, they had no chance. Pitch outside to the lane. So the Rays have tied the game at 3.
Yeah, and he knows it. I mean, this is what this guy does. He produces, he produces, he produces.
13th ribby for him. Center field. Grisham. Out number 2.
I would think now this would be his last hitter, Michael. Who has an RBI tonight as well with the sac fly to left field.
For 2 with that sac fly. He also has 13 ribbies. Foul back the fastball.
They got a pretty good competition going around Diaz. They both have 13 now.
Their offense has done well. And so far in this series, the 2 games, their bullpen has been much more effective than it had been. Rays trying to even up their record at 7-7. Open the season on the road as they wanted to give the workers here at the Trop a little cushion in case they were a little late in getting the roof done, but they were well on time. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it, but not before the Rays tie the score of 1 run, 2 hits, 1 man left. 3-3 as we go to the 9th. In that Yankee, I think I have this one, Joe. Do you?
I do too.
All right,
it's an 11. If it was a 12, I wouldn't have got it, but it's Eric Kratz.
I think you're right. That is, Eric Kratz has turned into a really good broadcaster on the podcast Foul Territory. Has good things to say. Short time with the Yankees, certainly made an impression. Fried disgusted that he gave up that run in the bottom of the 8th. Now it's a 3-3 game as we go to the 9th inning. It'll be the top of the order. And Hunter Biggie is the new pitcher for the Rays. And Fiducia is the new catcher. Up the middle and grabbed there by Taylor Walls.
Becomes a very easy play for Taylor Walls. Once the ball hits the mound and shoots up in the air, makes it a much easier play for him. They got a run off of Biggie yesterday. Can they do it again?
It's quite a Hunter battery. Hunter Biggie throwing to Hunter Fiducia. And Judge takes upstairs. Judge walked last time up. He's 0 for 3. Foul back to the screen. Caminero again deep at third, about 7 feet off the line. Williamson as far as he could go legally with no shifts.
Michael, he's getting closer.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about, Aaron Judge.
I know, right back he fouled it.
Yeah, he's getting, and his foul balls are in the air. He's getting closer. You see this foul ball. Ooh. If it was down a little bit, Michael, it's 4-3.
I think he knew that too. You can see Biggie throws hard, 98 miles an hour.
And he likes to pitch into right-handers, and he likes to tunnel his cutter or slider or whatever you want to call it inside as well.
2-2 as he swings over the slider. Biggie, the 6th pitcher used by Kevin Cash. Grounded foul. And the pitch. And there's a walk.
Yeah, we take a look at this pitch by pitch, Judge. He doesn't really want to challenge him. He goes up in the zone for ball 1, and then he tries to throw him that slider inside. He fouls it off, tries to get the low strike on him, and then he throws a real good slider in the same spot. Another slider, 3-2. He fouls this slider off, and then he misses with this heater. He's trying to go inside. He gets it down and in. Judge has walked for the 2nd time.
So here's Bellinger. He's 2 for 4. Judge leads off first. He has 2 stolen bases. And there he goes. The throw to second. Not in time. Stolen base for Judge. He gets into scoring position.
Yeah, he got a huge jump there on the pitcher. This was not on the catcher. It looks like he ripped his socks or his pants a little bit, but he gets a huge jump. You see the high leg kick. Pretty good throw by Fiducia. Just not in time. Well, that's a big man coming at you sliding, isn't it, Michael?
The 1-0. 1-1.
I always felt it was hard to come in the middle of the game as a catcher, especially the innings, because there's a feel that you get back there, and what the hitters have done before, the bats previous, and you can't get that same feel from the bench.
2-1. Driven into center field, deep, going back Mullins on the track. He'll make the play, tagging his Judge. He'll move to third easily with 2 outs. Bellinger gave it a ride.
I love seeing matchups like this, Michael, to see how aggressive they're going to be. If we look at last night, he takes him to dead center for a home run, his 4th of the year. You have a right-hander on deck, and Stanton has been swinging the bat extremely well, and it looks like they're going to walk him.
Having Stanton, they think about it. Remember, Stanton got pinch run for by Grichuk, so they're facing Grichuk, and that's why they're going to intentionally walk Rice.
Well, Randall could get his first hit of the year, Michael. Be a big hit.
0 for 8 so far. Signed late with the Yankees. Has not been able to play that much. Haven't faced all that many left-handers. And he is 0 for 9. So looking for his first hit as a Yankee. Looped into center field, coming on Mullins, and he makes the play for the final out. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Well, fans, after the final out, get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. It's all coming up on the W.B. Mason Yankees post game. Well, the big hit by Caballero did not hold up because the Rays got to run right back. It's 3-3 bottom of the ninth. So the Yankees turn to Fernando Cruz as Max Fried gave them 8 strong innings.
Yeah, he was fantastic tonight, and I actually think he pitched better than the numbers indicated. I know he gave up 3 runs, but he was dominant all night, and it's really unfortunate.
Here's Junior Caminero as the Rays will try to walk it off. Pitch outside. And a strike on the splitter, 1-1. Caminero's 1 for 3, doubled to right center in the second off of Fried. Came around to score. One and 2.
I love the way he backs up. I mean, this is a great splitter. The way he backs up after he throws it once the ball, it's like, let me throw another one. Let me throw another one. It's like he can't wait.
Foul back. Ben Williamson on deck. A 3-3 game. And Caminero swings over the splitter. 1 away.
Yep, there's that pitch again, Michael. It's been a difference maker for him in his career, and it continues to be. And the big thing is he's ahead in the count, and he puts the hitter on the defense, and a lot of times you get hitters to chase when they're behind.
There's Ben Williamson. He is 0 for 3. And that's the key. As you said, when he gets ahead, then he could play around with the splitter. Because you have to protect. Sometimes the splitter drops out of the strike zone. Like that. 1-1. Tim Hill heating up.
Probably for Cedric Mullins. Simpson's in the 8-hole now.
Right field. Judge for the second out. And here's Johnny DeLuca. They like to match up DeLuca against lefties, but obviously keeping him in there against Fernando Cruz. And he rips it foul.
And he does have Jake Fraley, another outfielder, on his bench. Richie Palacio, another left-hander outfielder, on his bench. Chooses to stay with him.
And the count 0-2. DeLuca drove in a run in the second. He's 1 for 3. Bounced up there. Yankees trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. They'll have to do it in extra innings, so they have to get this final out here in the bottom of the 9th. That one is lined into center field, the base hit.
Yeah, just takes it up the middle. That one really didn't have much downward movement. Kind of sat there for him to hit it up the middle.
So Boone's going to call on Hill with Mullins due up. That'll do it for Fernando Cruz. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. We'll be back. Well, here's Tim Hill, 7th game for the Yankees, 6 innings so far. No walks, 3 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 105 against him. Ground ball specialist, as you can see. And he'll face Cedric Mullins with DeLuca on first, held there by Rice. Left field, backing up Bellinger, and he makes the play. 1 pitch, got it done. Ready for some free baseball? Some bonus cantos? We go to the 10th, 3-3. Well, extra innings here at the Trop. Cole Sulser comes in for the Rays, remember? Inherited runner, ghost runner, whatever you like to call it, Manfred Mann. The guy who made the last out in the 9th, so it's going to be Randall Grichuk at second base to start the 10th.
Number 13, Jazz Chisholm Jr. Runner at second base for the Yankees will be number 34, Randall Grichuk.
Yeah, you look at Sulser, he's not overpowering. You get up to 92. He's got a very good changeup. But if you're Randall Grichuk, you have to be aware that he will spike some of them really bad. He's got a slider as well. He can throw some changeups in the dirt.
Yankees' first extra inning game of the season. This is a 3rd for the Rays. They're 1-1. Sulser went up and down to AAA 4 times last season, and by going up and down 4 times, he missed every Yankee series they played. 36 years old, 8th big league season. And the count 3-1 on Jazz Chisholm. popped up. Taylor Walls. Caminero had no idea where the ball was. Still looking up at the roof. One away.
I'm not sure he wanted any part of it anyway.
Wells started the scoring for the Yankees when he hit a home run in the second inning. His first home run of the year, first RBI. One and 0. Now the Rays will have the speedy Cedric Mullins at second base to open the bottom of the 10th inning. Chopped to first, fair ball. Nice play there by Aranda. Steps on the bag, moving to third is Grichuk.
Yeah, really a nice play. He's a couple errors already this year, but this is a tough hop. He's able to get the in-between hop is the one that you're trying to stay away from him, but he makes a really good play to get Wells. Can Caballero do it again?
He's set up. Looked like he was going to be the hero in the 8th. Let's see if he could be the hero here in the 10th. Give the Yankees a lead. 2-run double in the 8th inning. And there's a strike. Maybe that double relieves some of the pressure, stops him from pressing. Let's see what he does here. 0-1 count.
Yeah, here's the double that Michael's talking about in the 8th inning. A hanging breaking ball. Boy, there's some emotion let out against his old team there. And put the Yankees up 3-2, a 2-run double. Fortunately, they gave him a run up in the bottom of the 8th.
Ground ball, it is through for a base hit. He comes through again. Grichuk scores and the Yankees take a 4-3 lead.
Well, he's having his breakout in 2026. It's been something that he's wanted to happen, and now I would think you're going to see him on the run. If he can get a good jump, he is going to steal second and try to get another run in, set up another RBI. But this is staying through the middle, hits it hard, a little hanging breaking ball. The Yankees take the lead 4-3.
So here is Rosario. Pro Yankee crowd. 21,620 here at the Trop.
Yeah, they're checking if the first one he stepped off to see if it's the second one. Caballero wants to know how many times he's disengaged. Yeah, the second one. He stepped off the first time before the bat really started. I think the catcher called timeout because they were running out of time.
There he goes. Slow roller. Seltzer Fields steps on first, and that'll do it. But the Yankees score the inherited runner on a big hit by Caballero. Yankees have 4 runs. Caballero's driven in 3 of them. Max Fried loves it. Can they hold on in the bottom of the 10th? It's been an early season of frustration for that man. Playing shortstop every day because Volpe is rehabbing, and he just wasn't doing it. 0 for 3, first 3 tonight, getting to 1 for 29. Then he had the 2-run double in the 8th, gave the Yankees a lead. Then an RBI single in the 10th to again give them the lead, and David Bednar will try to hold it.
Yeah, and so many options for Kevin Cash here with Simpson as the hitter. He's an outstanding bunter. He hits the ball on the ground about 70% of the time. He can fly. The Yankees have to be ready for anything. He might try to push a bunt between the pitcher and the third baseman towards the shortstop. He was working on that today, working on all kind of bunts.
And he shows bunt, but pulls it back, takes the curveball for a strike. So Mullins is at second.
You got good speed at second, so the wheel play is probably out. You just got to get it out and then try to get Walls.
And bunted toward third. Beautiful bunt. No bobble, and that allows Simpson to reach. As Rosario reached twice, he lost the play on Simpson.
It's over. If an infielder has to move to his left or right, a lot of times they're safe. If you fumble the ball, a lot of times the guy is safe. And you're going to see this. One little fumble. Simpson's going to beat it. Now he's going to probably try to steal second here. The Yankees really got to play the infield in. Walls does not strike out as well. I mean, you see he was out early today, Michael, working on all kind of bunts, and they were calling out all kind of different situations. He just really knows how to handle the bat.
So first and third. Nobody out. Yankees have to bring the infield in. Mullins is at third. That's the tying run. Simpson at first with the winning run. Simpson goes, pitches high, throw to second, not in time. So second and third, nobody out.
Caballero did a really good job of just becoming a fielder now. He didn't try to make some fancy tag. He tried to block the baseball. He did the right thing because you're never going to get him anyway. He turned into basically a backstop, and he did that. Now the Yankees got to play the infield in. And I think Caballero's got to come in more than that.
And it creeps in a bit more. Wall shows bunt, takes inside. Bottom of the order for the Rays last night, very pesky. And they're like gnats down there.
But it's their culture. They have to do the little things. And Rosario has to make sure he doesn't get too far in. He's got to be able to hold the runner at third a little bit.
The lead that Simpson is getting at second base, he's almost halfway to third base, and you just can't check him back because you have to be in on the grass.
Well, Caballero, he's just going to get right behind Caballero, basically. And you see the arms in the outfield, but there's tremendous speed on the bases. They're not going to come into play too much.
And there's a bunt. Bednar comes home, not in time, and the score is tied. Simpson moves to third with the winning run.
Being able to bunt the baseball and put pressure on a defense with elite speed on the bases makes it really tough. And someone's got to communicate. He's got to go to first. But you know what? There was nobody at first base, so that's his only play. Jazz didn't go to first. He came in hard. Ben Rice came in hard. Now they got to talk it over what they're going to do here.
Now, Joe, the difficult thing, you could have the infield in, and you still might not get Simpson at home.
No, you're not going to. And you see everyone comes in and crashes. Nobody goes to first base, and that allows Walls to get to first base. Here, I would expect Diaz is a real contact hitter. He's one of the best hitters in the game. That runner at first doesn't mean anything. You can walk him and load the bases. You got Fiducia up. He's in the 2 slot now. Maybe you can get an infield in, a double play. I just think Diaz is too good of a hitter to face him in this situation.
And he is going to walk him as he holds up the 4 fingers. And now we'll load the bases with nobody out. And Diaz is looking at the Yankee dugout and saying, "You walking me?"
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. That's what they told him. And here comes Boone to talk things over with his pitcher, catcher, and all the infielders.
Yeah, and do you bring in a 5th infielder? I think you probably have to. Play with 2 outfielders. That's a crazy look when that happens, when you have 5 infielders in.
So it's going to be Bellinger. He'll be the 3rd infielder on the right side against the lefty swinging Fiducia. took over behind the plate after they pinch ran for Nick Fortes, so this is his first at bat of the game. Yankee infield way in.
And why are they way in? They got to guard against the bunt because of the speed on third base. It doesn't have to be a great bunt to score.
4-4 game, bottom of the 10th inning. So 0-2 on Hunter Fiducia. That's about as close as you'll see infielders come, because even if it's not a bunt and a ground ball, you've got to get rid of it quickly because of the speed of Simpson. Fouled away. Obviously, Bednar would love to get a strikeout here.
He's got plenty of chances. He's in an 0-2 count. He's got to make him chase something.
Got to be worried about chasing something in the dirt. It gets by Wells, game over. Wasted upstairs.
Even if it goes 10 feet to the right or left, it's over.
Yep.
A lot of pressure on the defense because of that speed at third base.
And he got him. Big strikeout for Bednar. One down.
Really good breaking ball on a 1-2 count, and now you got to face another tough hitter in Jonathan Aranda, who's already shown he has the ability to hit a sac fly, has been great in these situations.
Judge is in right center. Grisham is in left. Bellinger remains on the right side of the infield, in on the grass. They back up at short and second, trying to get the double play.
Okay, you could see one of the most interesting double plays ever. If there's a ball smoked at Belly, he could go to Caballero at second, and then Rice could go to first.
Big cut.
And I'm not sure what you would call that. If you would call that 3.5 to 6 to 3. Huh. I mean, if the ball kind of takes him that way, because he's going to get it so quickly.
The 0-1. That one is chopped to Chisholm. He bobbles it. Ball game's over. And the Rays win 5-4. What a bottom of the 10th inning. Nothing hit hard. Inherited runner scores. Simpson scores. And the Yankees have lost 4 in a row.
You know, the Rays made the Yankees field the baseball. They bunted the ball extremely well. And the speed of the Rays, where they were in their lineup, created problems. And the Yankees had a really tough game. They weren't able to get shutdown innings tonight. They were able to come back. If Belly makes this play, it's an out at home. Jazz kind of gets blocked out, and then once he doesn't catch it, the game is over.
You know what, Joe? If Jazz catches that and tags Diaz, they could get the double play and end the inning.
That's right. There are a lot of things that could happen, but if you're Diaz, you got to run backwards. You got to run backwards and make him chase you to see if you can get Aranda to first. But Aranda comes up with another RBI, and this is an unfortunate loss because Max Fried pitched really well. You got some guys going at the bottom of the lineup, and you don't come up with a win.
5-4, Rays win in 10. Yankees have lost 4 in a row. We'll be back.